The origins of Scrum. Let us discuss about Scrum origin has an interesting story that goes far beyond software development. It didn't begin as a digital framework. It started as an idea about how teams innovate and adapt. The term Scrum first appeared in 1986 in a Harvard Business Review article by Hirotaka Takeuchi and Ikujiro Nonaka called The New Product Development Game. They studied how companies like Honda, Canon, and Fuji Xerox created products quickly and efficiently. They noticed that the most successful teams didn't pass work from department to department in a straight line. They worked together, overlapping tasks and learning as they went. The authors compared this teamwork style to a rugby scrum, where players move the ball forward together as one unit. That image stuck. Scrum was about shared goals, tight teamwork, and continuous movement toward the finish line. Over time, that simple analogy became the foundation of a new approach to managing work, one that valued collaboration over command and learning over prediction. Early development and influences. In the early 1990s, two pioneers, Jeff Sutherland and Ken Schwaber, took the ideas from that rugby analogy and shaped them into what we now call the Scrum framework. They experimented with different project styles in software companies and found that small, cross-functional teams could deliver faster, better, and with far fewer surprises. They blended lessons from lean manufacturing, systems thinking, and empirical process control, meaning decisions should come from evidence and observation, not just upfront plans. Scrum grew out of that philosophy. Plan enough to start, build something, inspect it, and adapt based on what you learn. By 1995, Jeff and Ken introduced Scrum formally at an OOPS conference in Austin, Texas. That presentation marked the official beginning of Scrum as a distinct method. From there, they refined the ideas into something repeatable, a lightweight structure anyone could use to manage complex projects, the foundation of Scrum. At its core, Scrum stands on three foundational pillars: transparency, inspection, and adaptation. These principles come from the concept of empirical process control, which means we make decisions based on what we observe, not what we assume. Transparency means everyone can see what's happening. Progress, problems, and priorities are visible to all. There are no hidden corners or private status reports. That openness builds trust and accountability. Inspection means regularly checking results and progress. Teams review their work, look for issues, and adjust quickly. It's about staying aware of what's really going on instead of waiting for a crisis. Adaptation is what makes Scrum powerful. When something changes, a requirement, a deadline, a discovery, the team doesn't freeze. They adapt, update their plan, and keep moving. This cycle of transparency, inspection, and adaptation keeps Scrum teams flexible and focused on value. These pillars are supported by Scrum values: commitment, courage, focus, openness, and respect. They give teams a shared mindset for how to work, not just what to do. Together, the pillars and values form the moral foundation of Scrum: clear goals, honest communication, and continuous learning. How Scrum evolved over time. After 1995, Scrum spread rapidly through the software world and beyond. In 2001, Jeff Sutherland and Ken Schwaber joined 15 other thought leaders to write the Agile Manifesto, a short but powerful statement that redefined how teams should think about work. The manifesto emphasized individuals and interactions, working software, customer collaboration, and responding to change. Scrum embodied all of these principles, becoming one of the clearest ways to practice Agile values in real life. Over the next 2 decades, Scrum moved far beyond programming. Marketing teams, educators, HR departments, and even government agencies began using Scrum to organize their work. The reason is simple: its principles are universal. Any group facing complex, unpredictable challenges can benefit from working in short cycles, focusing on value, and improving through feedback. Today, Scrum continues to evolve through updates to the official Scrum Guide, maintained by Sutherland and Schwaber. Each update simplifies language, clarifies roles, and keeps the framework adaptable for new industries. What started as a software method has become a global way of thinking about teamwork and change, where Scrum sits in the Agile world. To understand where Scrum fits, we need to see it as part of the larger Agile family. Agile isn't one method, it's a mindset, a collection of frameworks that share the same values. Scrum is one of the most widely used among them, but it's not alone. Other Agile approaches include Kanban, which focuses on continuous flow, Extreme Programming, XP, which emphasizes technical excellence, and Lean, which targets efficiency and waste reduction. Scrum combines pieces of these ideas into a balanced structure of roles, events, and artifacts that guide teams without weighing them down. You can think of Agile as the philosophy, the belief that collaboration, flexibility, and feedback create better outcomes. Scrum is one of the main ways to put that philosophy into practice. Where Agile provides the why, Scrum gives the how. In most organizations today, Scrum sits at the center of the Agile ecosystem. It's the framework teams use daily to plan, build, and deliver, while other Agile ideas surround it to provide support and scale. That's why you'll often hear people say, Scrum is how we do Agile here. The legacy and future of Scrum. Scrum's legacy is one of simplicity, adaptability, and human focus. It has changed the way teams think about productivity, shifting attention from strict plans to real progress. It has taught organizations that trust, feedback, and short learning loops create far more value than control or hierarchy ever could. As the world keeps changing, Scrum continues to evolve. New tools appear, remote teams become the norm, and industries outside technology embrace Scrum to stay fast and flexible. The framework's greatest strength is that it never stops adapting, just like the teams who use it. Scrum's journey from a rugby metaphor to a global movement proves a simple truth. When people work together, learn together, and focus on delivering value, amazing things happen. That's the spirit that started Scrum, and it's the reason it continues to grow today.